Okay, I want to just quickly go over this unique tag that I had in my arsenal, one that I never really released. And what it is basically when I was making the 352, I was thinking of other regions and other situations and systems that you can use. And what I've done is something like this is using a 4-2-2 with a half winger, poacher, advanced forward, and a shadow striker. So you basically are focusing down one side now. It's not a complete one side attack. You're going to see when we win the ball back, it still plays like that 4-2-2. But if you liked my 3-5-2 system, this is another alternative system that's similar to that with a half winger. And you can see the way it is like you can see like this. You can see it kind of plays like a 4-4-2, but the team just sit a bit more on one side. You see how they don't really go past that halfway line per se, but let's say you rotate the ball onto the wider areas. I'm just going to show you here. And how this works is because you have a half winger. So you remember the 3-5-2, the way that it would work, we would have a different system. But you see with this one, what you have is you have the advanced forward, well, this could you could put it whatever you want here. But the most important thing is you have that half winger. So it's kind of making that 3-5-2, but we're doing a 3-5-2 with the attack. So it kind of just shifts the two strikers along, but it doesn't really look as bad as it looks over there. I'm just going to show you an example, but this is something again I was experimenting with very early on the year. Never really made it to one of my release formations, but I thought definitely is one to consider. So I just wanted to show you the movement. So you can see like here, look on the radar. You see as I move the ball up, the team, they still go up. So let's say, I don't know, you wanted to attack down the right hand side. You can see the shadow striker Cam stand up, but look at the two strikers. See how they interchange positions on that southern side? So the benefit is with this system here is, let's say you wanted to be attack heavy. Let's say you wanted to attack in a 4-4-2, but you wanted a bit more congestion down one side. Maybe you wanted a two strikers. Maybe you like to do those quick 1-2 passes inside the box, and you like those players to be nearby like this. That could be a solution where this formation could help as well. So it's a very interesting system. And I'll show you defensively. Look, you still have your two CDMs. Defensively, there's nothing changed for that. It's just that when you're attacking, players are a bit more centralized. Look, you can see, look here, perfect for the passes, for the tiki-taka. I got a video on Friday actually coming out where we talk about the 4-4, well, 4, I was going to say the 4-1-2-1-2, but it's basically a 4-2-2. That defends in a 4-2-2 but attacks in a 4-1-2-1-2. So if you ever had an issue with defending, but you can see like, okay, see how the players are all just congested together. I just wanted to show you just the movement here. That's the main reason I wanted to show you the formation. So you can see when I bring the ball between my two CDMs, you can see a shadow strike kind of runs into that position, covers the right hand side as well, and you can see in possession, have a look, it goes, look at that, see that player goes out wide, but you see how they watch, they're going to congregate a bit more to the left hand side now, just watch. And it kind of sometimes even plays like that. Depending on what shadow strike you have, it kind of also plays on a 4-2-1-3, but you can see the half winger always free. So when that shadow strike kind of comes on the inside and it kind of goes to that 4-2-1-3, the benefit is that you do have those players available for the pass as well. So in case you're wondering what it looks like in terms of the actual tactic itself, so it's a 4-2-2. What we did before in the 3-5-2, if you're curious, we put the half winger on balance like this. So that way, if you wanted the two strikers and that cam, that's how we made the original 3-5-2. Do you remember when we configured the 3-5-2 with this system? That's how it was originally done. But while I was doing this, I was just experimenting with the half winger, as I normally would. Just I would change the roles, see whichever ones there are, playmaker, roaming, see how that works out. And then that's not an interesting one for another day actually. And then we went to a half winger attack. So just by doing that is you kind of shift the two players along, but it still kind of plays as that 4-4-2. But this half winger, the real benefit of this player here is when they go forward, sometimes as you saw on some of the gameplay, they kind of stay on their own device outside on the wing areas. And that's why I really like it. So if you need to have a system where maybe you're predominantly attacking down left hand side, and of course you can switch this exact same system. So you could, for example, do the exact same thing. All you got to do is the right one, you put this on half wing attack, and then bring this one back to a shadow striker. And the two strikers that can be on poacher or advanced forward. I normally leave the central striker a bit more on the advanced forward, and then I'll normally do something like this, advanced forward, and then I put this play on a poacher. That's what I typically prefer, You have that poacher running in behind, and you have that striker always up and there. So that's the way you can do it. And I have one of my, I've got both stadiums on deep line, playmaker, and defend. But what I'd recommend is the side where you don't have, as you can see, the left-hand side on this situation where you don't have the players, maybe consider putting holding defend, just so they sit a bit higher. The argument could be made you want it this way, and that is true, but just so they're just a bit more higher. So if you lose the ball, they're able to press the ball, and then they can also able to build up. Because don't forget, your shadow striker, your cam, will eventually, when you move the ball upwards, I would say in this vicinity here, and I kind of in this area over here, in this box, I would say that is when this player kind of goes into that role. For the fullbacks, we left them on defend. I'll be honest, you could probably put them on balance if you want to. I'm not going to say I tried it, but I maybe briefly tried it, but that's something that you consider. I would say if you're going to leave them on defend, just leave the left-hand side on defend. So again, at least you have an attacking outlet. So if you're asking me, let's say you wanted to attack down both sides, at least you can attack down the left-hand side, wait for the shadow striker to overlap, but you at least have the left back going forward to give you that visual reference going forward, so you can make a pass to that player while you wait for the team to kind of shift along. So something you could also bear in mind as well. Again, it defends at a 4-2-2, very, very simple. The only downside is that you have these two players, I'm going to say almost on a safe forward. Think about it that way. This player basically, they both don't come back because it's a 4-2-2. The way they're positioned, they may look a bit more deeper, but realistically, they don't come back. I think that's pretty much it. Counter, very, very important. That is when you get the ball going forward, you're able to then win the ball, and then you make those players make those runs in behind. And the defensive approach, because it is still a 4-4-2 in its defensive shape, you can still use a high pressure tactic. Don't forget, because without the ball, you can still press if you want to, but feel free to reduce this down if you want as well. That's the code: Capital Whiskey Sierra Uniform Alpha 5 Uniform 6 Delta Gamma Capital Sierra 6. That is the code over there. And in case you're wondering, you probably do need a plus plus for this role. You probably do. Like if they say like this, you probably do need a plus plus. But I've been using it with a plus. It's not the end of the world. But if you can get plus plus at this stage of the year, you should be considering that. Anyway, I just hope you enjoyed this video. Just wanted to give you a quick another experimental tactic that I had, one that I never released. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you want to get better FC, come to my Patreon, so patreon.com/Nealguides. Links down below in the description. Don't forget, if you don't get better after 1 month, even at this stage of the year, we will refund your money. So this is the perfect time to prep for FC 26. Stay tuned for Friday, where we have a formation where it's a 4-4-2 defensively, or 4-2-2, but it attacks in a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Stay tuned for that on Friday. Another experimental attack that I just didn't release, and I'll get back to you very soon. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time.